Hello guys, my name is Vishnu Venkata and I'm your host for Muni-Muni Labs. So today we have a really exciting video, okay? Today we're going to be talking about a company known as Masterworks, and this really piqued my interest when I was listening to a Barron's financial podcast, and it was absolutely amazing to hear about such a company and how it even exists. So let's go to the homepage here, right? Masterworks is essentially a fine art investing company. And you might think that this is something that only millionaires or billionaires can use, but this is all about the new age, right? It's about democratizing the process that once were part of the millionaires to the common man, to the average Joe. So here we can see that what they're doing is they're making companies. So Masterwork buys a piece of artwork. Say the artwork is for $7 million. It buys it, files it with the SEC, and it can offer shares in that company that holds that painting. And you can buy for shares as low as $20. So you basically own a 0.0001%, like a lot small share, but a small share of that painting. And when they sell the painting in the future, 7 or 10 years down the road, you're going to make profits from your share, your stake in that painting. And that's all what this company is about, right? It's about buying and selling shares. And here you can see it's almost as if you're buying shares in the market itself. And that's pretty cool in terms of their intuitive app interface, the way they're democratizing the process, and the way they're showing these numbers, which seem very promising and are really high compared to the S&P 500. So it is definitely something that piqued my interest and made me take a look. So if we go here, we can see here that's the CEO. And if we go to how it works, right? It's pretty simple. They identify artists with momentum. Essentially, what I looked through the website, I noticed that they're choosing artists that are established or have deceased. And the reason they choose artists that have deceased is because the painting, the value of the painting really goes up because there's a scarcity of the amount of paintings that the artist has produced, provided that they've established and they're very famous. So names that I heard is like Vincent van Gogh, and other individuals as well. And here you can see it's buying and selling shares. We buy the best examples at the best prices and stuff. But here, this is what kind of caught my eye in terms of management fees. That kind of sounded an alarm because 1.5% fee per year, 20% future profits. So it's a management fee of 1.5% per year. And then when they sell it, they're going to take 20% of the entire profit of that painting, which kind of raises a red flag in terms of how much it's going to eat in terms of the return that you're going to get, and is it going to be worth it compared to the S&P 500. Here, there's a price database. So they talk about individuals. Here you can see that paintings have gone for 352,000. The purchases sale price for 12 million. Here you can see that it's not much, right? 4.08 million, and now it's going to 4.87 million, which is not a very good return. But here 43,000 and then 4 million, which is a really good return. So here you can see that it is kind of a niche market, right? You feel like you're established because you're getting an individual who is established, a painter that's established, so you feel like you're going to get the return that you're going to get. But there's also a lot amount of risk, and that's what I'm going to talk about here. It's the risk of investing, right? Is it worth it in terms of going against the S&P 500 or as a dividend investor? Personally, at the current net worth that I have, which is very low as a student, this is not something that I would pursue in terms of the amount of risk that's involved, the amount of time that I would have to look into terms of what paintings that I want to do, and compared to just risking putting it in the S&P 500, I feel like this is something that once you have become a seasoned investor, once you have a lot of assets, once you're trying to diversify your portfolio, that's something when you want to put in Masterworks where you're going to get a lot of high return, and you're also going to diversify your portfolio because no matter what kind of crisis comes, fine art's going to keep on selling. So for now, for the kind of investor that I am, I don't think this is a good fit. But for investors that are very established, who want to diversify their portfolio, who want some kind of stability during markets, this can be an extremely viable option, right? And here you can see just the circular filings in the SEC reports, and that's how they function. So that's pretty cool. Here you can see, right? I looked into a little bit about this. Masterworks Review 2020 from Investor Junkie. So they talk about these kind of same kind of pros and cons that I'm talking about, right? Um, you don't need to be an accredited investor. That's a good thing, but they also look at your net worth, and it's on invitation basis. So they're going to see if you're an actual person who's going to invest their time and actually cares about their mission. So they talk here about how Masterwork works, which we've gone over, and then they show a graph here, right? Art price can give you a lot more return than the S&P 500, and that's some kind of risk that you're going to have to take because paintings can go flat or they can go really high. But here you can see that it's a calculated risk because they're using only very established painters. There's pros in terms of pre-vetted, protected, and insured. In terms of your art's not gonna get stolen, or if it does, it's insured. And here, like I talked about, high fees, low liquidity, and the phone interview to join. I've heard some conflicting things about this. When you go on the phone interview, they sometimes try to sell you, and sometimes, and then other people are talking about how casual it is. No matter what, yeah, I don't think that's going to be a big deal. Once you're done with the phone interview, you're into the company. So that shouldn't be a deal breaker. And here, right, it's just another review article. They talk about is it a good investment? And this is a nice kind of passage. They talk about how art is a very unconventional investment, but it is also a prudent and smart kind of investment. And that's really something to think about, right? For people who are established, who are wealthy, and who are not that wealthy. This is about democratizing the process, but are more wealthy than, say, a typical college student. Um, this is something to look forward into because it shows that you can get a lot of return for your money and you get a lot of investment and also diversify your portfolio. And here they talk about just numbers about how $100 million painting is now recently estimated to be $1 billion. So it is absolutely something to look into. So that's it for today, guys. That's all about Masterworks. I did laid out the pros and cons. Please don't take my investment advice. I'm just a college student. I am simply just an average common man talking about Masterworks, giving my opinion, and also ready to listen to your opinion about Masterworks and just create a collaboration so we can all of us can get through this financial future journey together. So thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. It really helps out small YouTubers like me. All right. See you guys next time.